How to remove your traction control, hazard light, and passenger airbag switch on a Lincoln MKZ and Zephyr. What you first want to do is take the trim panel off here. Just gotta pry up on it. You may have to pop these tabs out. It's gonna give it a good firm pull. Make sure you get the bezel off first. You may not have to do this, but you may have to put it all the way down to low gear to pop it off. But if you have it in park, if you lift the whole the trim panel, I'll call it trim panel, up at least almost to a 90-degree angle, you can just slide it right on out. After you've taken that off, you want to take out the climate control. So to do that, depending on yours, mine was not screwed in, but all you just have to do after you take that out and just give it kind of a good firm pull, there'll be clips. There's two clips that just mounts in place. I'll show you right here. Mine's broken off, but that's what it looked like. I'll show you how to do it. Back in place. After you get it just like so, that's what it looked like when it's on. You can take the ashtray off, and the screw, if you have one, will be right there. Pop out the ashtray. Give it kind of a good little pull on it. It'll be in there pretty good without breaking it. I find it best probably if you close the ashtray lid. Kind of pull out on it the best you can. Try to do it one-handed, so it's going to be a little bit harder. Once when you get it freed, you want to disconnect the two clips, total 3. There'll be one down here. To disconnect these, you want to push that little tab in while lifting up the lever. There'll be one over here. Let's see if I can dig it out. Just like so. You want to just push this little tab here, push that down while pulling out, and they'll take off the cigarette lighter. And after you've done that, you want to take a 10mm. There'll be 4 10mm, one right here, one here. You want to pop out these air vents. I've already done it on mine. All you gotta do is open it up, kind of turn while pulling gently. Don't rip it out or you'll break the little vents on it. And after you get to that part, you want to take maybe a flathead screwdriver, pull up these little, I'll call it tongues, pull them upwards so you can slide this black piece out. Mine, I can just pop mine out. I've done it before, just like so. You may have to do the screwdriver part. There'll be another 10mm. It's a total of 4 10mm bolts that holds this whole mechanism in. Alright, once when you got your 4 10mm screws out, just kind of pry from the bottom. It's going to be a little bit heavy. You just want to give it kind of a good firm pull on it. You may or may not have to pop this piece off. If you do, I'll start from the back or maybe push the front end inwards a little bit. There's going to be little holes that clip onto this part here, the trim panel. If you do, just take maybe a flathead screwdriver, door panel tool remover, just pry up on it. It's going to be little clips that it clips on. Gonna get that out of the way, might as well. This is gonna be clipped on by the top here. It's a total of 3 clips in the top, so you want to just give it kind of a good firm pull, maybe on the corners. Just whatever releases it. Just like so. Got a little bit ahead of myself, but after you get the trim panel off, you want to go and disconnect your clock, your radio, along with the navigation and antenna. Then you'll have the other connectors to the switch. Would be these two. You want to go ahead and take that off. Got set on my lap. This is the part I'm replacing. Mine's bad on it. And it just kind of clips in there. Where you see the little 4 grooves. Basically little tabs. You want to kind of press inwards. Depending how you're looking. If you're looking like this way, and push this one down, down, up, and up. And then it should just pop right out of place. I had a little trouble with mine. You just have to have patience. Maybe hold your mouth just right. Because it took me a little bit while to get it out of place. You may have to take some tools, maybe kind of push up on it. Anyways, I finally got mine out and put in the new one. Alright, I have to get your new part. My new one. Make sure you get it in there right. You may have to move it around. Make sure it's lined up because you don't want to have to put it in the wrong way and have to redo it all over. Anyways, So all you gotta do is push in, and you heard it click, just like so. After you get that done, you wanna go and put it all back together, the fun part. After you get it all clipped in, I will let you know, once when you clip it in, your radio and your thing, your radio will start making noises. That's just a 6 CD changer resetting itself, so it's nothing to be worried about. You're going to plug in all your connectors, make sure you plug in your switches, and make sure you plug in your clock too. You'll have to get it up on there, pull it a little bit, just enough to get your hand into it, and plug it back in. Alright, once when you get it all clipped back in place and pushed back in, it will be a little bit difficult. I had to lift mine up. I clipped the top in first, then I kind of lift it up and push it in place for it to fit in place. Then after you do that, you're going to start, I'd hand screw it first. I haven't put the rest in there, but I first hand screw the bolts in so you don't cross thread it. Alright, once when you get your bolts back in, make sure you put your little air vent piece in place. You just got to turn it till it goes in place. Just push in gently, it'll just fit right in place. Same thing with the other one, just kind of, you may have to turn a little bit. It only fits in one way. And you hear the little click on it. That's in there. You want to just go and put your air vent. Kind of turn a little bit too, same way, till it clips in place. You don't want to just force it in there. Just kind of turn it, like I said, until it slides in place. I've seen people just yank on him and break it off. I'm struggling with this one a little bit. Push, it stays in there. Kind of sounded like it almost broke, but it didn't. Either way, then you could do, don't forget to put your climate control back in place. I'll have to move my gear shifter out of the way and do that. Do that. I'm gonna go and clip it all back in, push it in. If yours didn't have the screw, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't see the point of it. It's just another thing that you may have to take back off, and it's gonna slow you down a little bit. So I just leave it clipped in place, then put your trim panel back in place with your little chrome cover on it, and don't forget to move your thing back in park, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.